Isn't it awful that peer pressure could come from a group of adults who have been surrounding your child with badges and degrees and uber coolness and military strong and just, go to sleep now, little mouse mentality, and tell her that she'll be better off because if you're like your mom, people will call you mental. Okay, and at least in this town, we've cut your mother off to the point that she's not very welcome, and you could end up like it. But isn't it sad that my child still looks at me crying because I'm not really fixing this for her? My tiny little daughter with the pretty little face. And so yesterday I was held, because, I do ask, sadly, sometimes for help. We were held, both of us upstairs with her in her room, and I opened the door, and I said, I was talking with your dad, and we agreed. Well, he said, if Emma says so out of her own mouth, that you'll come here in the morning. He'll drop you off here in the morning, and I'll make your breakfast and drive you to school so you're not left on your own in that, big apartment. And he'll bring you, you walk home here, and he'll pick you up here. And you go with him then in the night. I mean, I can only win the battles I can fight before court, unless she finds some uber strength to stand up against these people who she could end up having to live with if the court rules against her, because the court can rule against her too. Whereas I've already been left and penniless or whatnot. I mean, he still has to pay the bills, but the court can rule against her. And then she'd have to go back after she said no and live with him. Or say, I suppose, maybe they go, say something happens to your mom, where are you going to go? Maybe her aunt or her uncle, but then she'd have to fight him to not have him have custody. So she has to go back with him whichever way it works. Apparently this is what's coming to me now. I mean, I can only think so fast. I don't stop. You see how much I'm on here. Where do I come up with this? If not from heaven. And so I opened the door, and she said, well, that'll be okay. And so then later I'm in my room, and I can't hear. He comes upstairs, and just look at the actor or the singer I was telling you about who admits to being multiple personality or whatever. Just look at the kinds of people who show up at him, or the differences in his personality from one moment to another, and ask, would you be around them, or have them around you, or have them near your child, or want them to make decisions in your home or for your child. And he opens the door and puts his head in, and you can only hear part of what he's saying, but he said she who gets at my daughter too, and it's Army Strong. I don't need to name her, but she's too young to be doing it, but yet taller than my daughter. And she said that I should leave the boxes too, and he said, well, I'll let this go till tomorrow. But see, once he takes her, he'll do whatever he wants, apparently, and he sort of insinuated that on the way out the door. Obviously, I'm speaking to myself, but it's recorded because it is a fear. And come court time, I guess I could be blamed for harassing someone by worrying about something, which they didn't write on a piece of paper and sign and get, sealed by somebody who does something for their friend. But in any case, I have to say it, and chance